Hi everyone, welcome back at Charlotte from at Charlotte's House. Today I am super excited. I am trying a new to me technique. I am going to update this mirror using something called paint pouring. Stay tuned. I chose this mirror because it is essentially flat on the frame and it gives me a little bit of surface area to work with, but I don't know that the paint will adhere to the finish as it is. So I am going to rough it up with a sanding sponge and then I'm going to give it a quick hit with some spray primer and then I'll be ready to pour. You can see as I do it that it's already pulling off that metallic finish. That's exactly what I want. I'm going over the mirror next with the rag to make sure that there is no dust left over from sanding. And I took off a good portion of the gold, so I think this will be great for spray painting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tape off the mirror and I'm gonna work with it just the way it is. When I'm taping off a work surface, I like to go right up to the edge. So I've worked my tape into all the corners and then I'm just gonna go back over with a straight edge. The nice thing about working with a mirror or glass is that even if I do get paint on the edge, I should be able to go back over with a sharp razor blade and scrape off any paint. So obviously this will make my life easier, but if for some reason some paint sneaks through, it's not a big deal. Okay, I'm gonna take this outside and I'm going to give it a couple very light coats of my spray primer and I'll be ready to paint. So the mirror is primed and dry. I'm gonna push it aside for just a minute because I'm gonna mix my paint next. So I am using Deco Art pouring medium, and the pouring mediums will give you a general ratio. My sense from watching YouTube videos is that it doesn't have to be precise, but you want the paint to be fluid enough that it'll pour, but not so fluid that it obviously just runs off of your work surface like water would. So I saw somewhere that you're looking for the consistency of buttermilk. For these craft paints, I believe I'm looking for a 1:1 ratio. I'm just gonna eyeball it, but I'm gonna mix them separately in these cups. And it doesn't appear to be affecting the color of the paint. So you can see that that color looks essentially exactly like it does in the container. So that is perfect. And you want to mix it pretty well, not so vigorously that you get bubbles in there, but you want to get obviously any paint pigment that might settle to the bottom of the cup. You want to make sure that you mix that into the pouring medium. So I'm just going to pour this paint sort of around, and then I will pick up the board underneath it and sort of manipulate it accordingly. And I'm sort of working fast and just trying to make sure that I have a little bit of color everywhere. Never done it before, guys, never done it. Don't mind me. So now I'm putting my hands on the board. And I'm just sort of tilting it. The paint is doing a lot of the work on its own. Okay, some people might argue that doing your first attempt at pouring on a mirror on camera is not the best idea, but never you mind. I'm less concerned about the edges right now because I think I can go back with the paintbrush and that won't be as obvious. I really want to make sure that there's a little bit of paint covering the entire frame. Realizing that it kind of goes where it wants to. There's a couple places that just for whatever reason it's not flowing onto. So I'm just gonna go back over. I'm going back in. There's a couple places where I feel like there's too many solid colors. Why not, right? It's so messy. It's so messy. All right. My hands are dirty. Let this sit. To To say that this mirror is a success is an understatement. I am over the moon with how these colors mixed. I love this pouring technique. I will definitely be trying it again. The paper came off so easily from around the mirror. The only thing that I would probably do differently next time is a minor issue. Notice this edge right here. It's a little bit rough. I think in hindsight that I would either tape off the back of this piece, maybe put it on something like a plastic that may not absorb the paint quite the way that paper did, but I'm not too fussed. I don't think anyone would notice that unless they were looking for it, and this is the money shot. I'm so happy that this turned out the way I had imagined, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. So don't forget to leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everyone.